By the way, nobody cares that you're staying home for Halloween, fully dressed, handing out candy because you're someone's future wife. Literally, shut up. Your husband's at the function doing body shots, so.
As the old mantra goes,
in girl world, Halloween is the one night a year when a girl can dress like a total slut and no other girls can say anything about it.
But no, seriously, what is this trend lately of people constantly trying to rain on women's parade? And this fixation on what women are wearing. I'm noticing there's this shift of the culture starting to lean more conservative, at least in certain pockets of the internet. And it's leading to this very interesting new purity culture.
Why is Gen Z so goddamn Puritan? Why are you 20 years old wearing Loro Piana suede loafers?
Because of a theory called the hemline index. The hemline index states that when the economy is doing well, skirts get shorter, and when it's doing bad, skirts get longer. Here's an example. So everyone knows the flappers of the 1920s, but did you know that they were a direct response to the Gibson girl? The Gibson girl was the aesthetic of the women in the 1890s. She wore a corset and had an itty-bitty waist. She was demure and modest. She was upper class, educated, but ultimately wanted to be a wife. Now, what was going on during the 1890s to have brought up this aesthetic? Oh, interesting. Now, the flappers were the exact opposite of the Gibson girl. Short hair, loose dresses that didn't cinch at the waist and allowed for mobility. Itty-bitty skirts that allowed for dancing, and God, did they dance and party and make out. What was going on during the 1920s? Oh, interesting.
Today, as we know, is Halloween. Welcome back to Boss Girlified. It is your girl Tima, and I am so in a rush right now. I was going as a character from Vampire Diaries, and I tried to do the fangs, and they looked so tea. I'm just trying to get ready real quick, and I wanted to show you guys my fangs because I don't know how long they're gonna last, but they lasted like all of 3 seconds. I guess I'm gonna have to go no fangs Tima or try to figure it out later because I'm already running late. So today is a spooky get ready with me because I am getting ready for a K-Tronada concert. And while I get ready, I wanted to talk to you guys about this uptick in purity culture that we've been noticing across the board. And I think now it got kind of like, all right, y'all, like now everyone's on board with it because it's like, y'all are ruining the fun. When the hell has Halloween become so policed? It's Halloween. And there's this trend too of course, people being so fixated on what women and young girls are doing. Now, if you saw my last video, you know we already kind of touched on that, but I want to touch on it in the sense of adulthood because of course this trend of policing girlhood transfers over into adulthood. So basically the internet has been clowning on this girl, okay? But let's talk about it because there are surprisingly quite a few people that have this outlook on Halloween. This is the TikTok that started this whole controversy and conversation. So as you guys can see, the overlay reads, "What are you doing for Halloween? Staying inside fully dressed, handing out candy because my future husband wouldn't want somebody going out half dressed."
Eyelashes, blank stare.
Where do we even start? I kind of want to touch a little bit on this sudden disdain for going out, right? And outside culture. When I feel like even when I was growing up, going out to clubs and stuff was more just about having a good time. But now it seems like there's this disdain for going out.
Yo, when did going out like get so frowned upon? Like, I swear when I was younger, like, it was cool to like go to parties, go to clubs, go to bars. And it's like now, like if you go out, like you're a hoe or you're like a delinquent, alcoholic, loser. Like, when did that happen? I'm just trying to figure out like when this Great Depression of going out happened.
And I think a big part of it has to do with cringe culture, but I think that's a whole nother aspect of this conversation. But I think another manifestation of this disdain for going out, specifically when it comes to girls going out, getting dressed up, and doing what one does on Halloween, is purity culture. The crazy thing is too, at least when I was growing up, a lot of people found their partners from going out. I mean, my mom and dad met at a club. I feel like that's kind of what, like, the husbands are outside too. I fear. And you, as a young woman, are so fixated on pleasing a man that you don't, first of all, you don't even know if he's gonna exist, let alone doesn't even exist in your life yet. is very, very concerning. And this is why we need to make sure they're not trying to get us off of our game and dependent on a man, because the girls are working on our financial literacy. Any of us who have tried out budgeting by means of spreadsheet or literally any other method knows how time consuming it is, especially keeping track of not only necessary bills, but those tiny pesky little bills that always come out at the worst time. Which is why Rocket Money has been the lifesaver when it comes to keeping track of everything that I need to. Today's sponsor, Rocket Money, is a personal finance app designed to help you manage subscriptions, lower your bills, and create custom budgets in your savings all in one app. So you can binge watch Vampire Diaries this fall guilt-free without losing track of when it comes out. My favorite feature is that you can not only keep track of subscriptions you're no longer using, but you can also keep tabs on when everything is coming out, which is so important for me as a girly who is paying the bills and needs to keep track of everything. So start getting in that financial literacy bag with Rocket Money, which will help you cut down on unused streaming subscriptions, save for your next trip, or manage your bills. You can click the link in my bio down below or scan the QR code to get started for free today. Thank you so much to Rocket Money for partnering with me on today's video, and let's go ahead and get straight back into it. What about just going outside and having a good time like most people are doing on a holiday? Yes, the thin brow Tima is back, y'all. I also never understood this whole thing. Well, I do understand it. It's just not my cup of tea. Of this whole climate of focusing so much on women. It's never about men, and it's never like all of the conversation is always about policing women.
Young women need to do a much better job of saving themselves for marriage. They need to prioritize purity again. You should try to find their husband before they're 25.
What about the guys, Charlie? Well, you're forgetting about the guys. What about the guys? It's just women participating in this premarital sex thing that you're talking about, huh? It's all on them, all the responsibility, like everything else that men like you try to pawn off on women.
We don't ever hear anyone complain, and I don't complain. I don't even pay attention to how much article of clothing someone has on. The first thing my mind goes to as someone who loves fashion is, did they throw that shit on or did they not? That's it, really. That's it. Like, I love going out and seeing people's creative ass costumes, and that's the only thing I'm thinking of. I've always found it weird whenever the first comment or whenever the first thing that someone pays attention to is how much of an article of clothing you have on. It's never, this type of rhetoric is never directed towards men.
I'm so serious when I say I do not care about modesty. Not even a little. Because I personally think it's a product of purity culture that's meant to keep women small. And also, our clothes are not the problem. The way we dress is not the problem. It's the way that men think and the way that men view women. So maybe instead of policing what women wear, maybe focus on the way that men treat women and the way they see us. It's not our fault that men see us that way.
I can't even count how many times I've seen men with like Speedo costumes or like not wearing a shirt on Halloween. Like, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. You don't hear anybody have any discourse. There's never any discourse about what men are wearing, especially when it comes to something as fun as Halloween. That's our time. That's our moment to shine, to throw that shit on. What if we just simply want to serve cunts? Because big shocker, not everything is about a man. That saying that misery loves company is constantly being proven correct on the internet every single day. Most secure people, they don't really pay attention to what other people are doing, nor do they have a need to feel superior to other people, because they already feel secure in themselves. They're not even comparing to other people. So for you to put out some type of like statement like that, it's definitely very telling of the psychology of a person like this. There's nothing wrong with being more modest. Like, if you want to be more modest, that's totally fine. If that's just your speed, that's more your speed. But where a lot of people have a problem with this whole purity culture thing, especially on the internet as of late, is this moral superiority complex that they have. They think that staying inside makes them better. If you really read between the lines, what this girl was saying, that my husband doesn't deserve someone who's going out. So basically she's saying that people who go out half dressed, which again is a weird metric to measure when it comes to Halloween, something as fun as Halloween, those women are less than. are less than her because she is staying inside.
Saying I dress modestly because I respect myself is just purity culture dressed up as a personality trait, and it reinforces the idea that a woman's worth is tied to how palatable she can be for others. Who said that?
And again, there is nothing wrong with wanting to be more modest. That's fine. But the projection onto other people is what makes it very, very odd behavior. And I feel like a lot of this type of content is going to become more normalized thanks to Red Pill and even like the female version of Red Pill. And I actually wanted to talk about this in a future video. Luna came to hang out with me while I get ready. Aren't you just the cutest dog in the world? I think the girls are starting to wake up and realize, like, yeah, if there is Red Pill content, there's probably the complete opposite, which the opposite would be the likes of like Shira 7, The Wizard Liz, and so on and so forth. But with that specific type of content, I've even heard the rhetoric of like, what's classy? One earring is enough. And it reinforces this purity culture. And I think that that's why a lot of people are starting to shift more into that conservative ideology and making a lot of things about men very male-centered. I don't think a majority of women are even considering what a man will think about their outfit. They're just concerned with going out and having a good time. But yeah, I have been trying to figure out how I want to organize a video like that where it kind of talks about the female version of Red Pill content.
Men aren't wallets and women aren't prizes. I wrote a nearly 10,000 word Substack article on what I like to call the female red pill, or I guess the pink pill, where different creators or life coaches or dating coaches like The Wizard Liz or Shira 7 convince women that they should trade their authorship for adornment, that they should engage in a dynamic where women become trophies and men are wallets and dating is basically a transactional market. And despite women being convinced through these rhetorically appealing narratives that this is empowering, this is liberation, but it's not. It's a rhetorical script that eventually breeds suspicion in the opposite gender, and you constantly feel like you can't trust them, and it inevitably leads to a road of nihilism. And there's a reason why these rhetorics are so convincing. It's because these creators that espouse them and that propagate them are specifically manipulating them in a way to be more palatable. They launder misogyny through benevolent sexism. It's still patriarchy, it's still oppressive, it's still objectifying, but it just looks prettier.
Now, of course, when it comes to anything, there is a certain level of public decency that is to be had just for the respect of people, and also like there's kids going to be out and stuff like that, you know. But when it comes to Halloween, I have yet to see a costume that exceeds that level of public decency to where it's just disrespectful to everyone. You know what I mean? I'm sure there have been rare cases of that, but by half dressed, I'm pretty sure she's talking about costumes like it's just so unnecessary because there is a time and a place for a certain type of attire. And I feel like it's been a well-known fact that Halloween is that time and that place, sister.
What is it like to wear a bikini? I feel like that's so just like weird.
What is happening with Gen Z? Why are they so weirded out with like the human body? These Gen Z creators talking about how it's so weird that women wear bikinis. Dude, you don't even want to go to Brazil. They literally wear thongs at the beach, bro. You go to Europe, they're straight up naked in some instances. I was in Germany as an exchange student, and the first week I was there, my host father, a grown-ass man, got completely naked in front of me changing at the beach. It is a human body. For people to be, I don't know, the weird part is for you to be so obsessed with the fact that women are wearing bikinis. Just get over it, dude. Also goes on to say like, oh, I'm wearing my board shorts, which it's not like boxers or anything. Yes, it is. Dude, I have seen guys wearing board shorts so tight, you can see the outline of their entire junk, dude. If you want to play that game, why are you showing your nipples? Why aren't you wearing a rash guard, bro? You should be covering up more. I don't know what's happening with Gen Z. Y'all are wearing like Puritan outfits out to the club. You guys got like the Little House on the Prairie dresses for the weekend. You guys are wearing like the baggiest clothing ever. I don't understand where this trauma came from. It is a human body. I mean, there's a difference from wearing something inappropriate, like way too much midriff at church, right? 100% situations where like certain outfits don't fit for the situation. Now Gen Z is starting to complain about bikinis, dude. What are you guys gonna wear, like the burkinis? We're gonna go back to the 1920s when people would wear like the full bathing suits, like up to your neck, down to your ankles? I just find it strange. I find it very, very strange because it's a human body. Like, get over it, dude. We all have one. I think the weirder part is that Gen Z is so obsessed with it. Like, they haven't realized that we all have a body. Like, you shouldn't be ashamed of it. You shouldn't walk around being like trying to cover it up. Be proud of your body, dude. Some dude is gawking at you like at the beach. That is the weird part. If a guy is staring at you while you're in your bikini and being like, oh, what are you wearing there? That is fucking weird. That's what Gen Z needs to realize. It's not the wearing of the bikini. It's the weirdos that keep mentioning how weird it is that you're wearing a bikini.
Where have you been, girl? That's Halloween for you, sister. Oh, this girl. I really do hope that she has fun this Halloween instead of trying to please a man that she doesn't even know if she'll have in the future. She probably will, who knows, but like, life is a lot more important and a lot bigger than just a man. Ooh, this Huda Beauty powder, sister. This is perfect for like nighttime. Yeah, this whole superiority complex that comes with purity culture doesn't even make sense to me, because I would argue that the people that go out and see someone and don't really judge their personality based on what they're wearing are probably more morally superior than the people who are judging people based on what they wear. Because again, that's so subjective, and then also it's Halloween. That's kind of the time and place to do that. It's just not very high level thinking, if you catch my drift. A whole nother aspect of this that goes a lot deeper. It goes very deep, and I might sound very woke here, but I don't care, because if you get it, you get it. And there are definitely dots to connect here, but there is definitely a connection between, and unfortunately I do have to censor this word, grape culture and purity culture. They're two sides of the same coin. It's all about making women the target and blame for men's actions. Okay, you guys, I'm like actually mellowing out a little bit now, because I was like super rushed at first, because I'm like, oh my god, I have to leave now. But I'm like, you know, I'm getting there. I would also like to add that you probably don't want a man that is focusing on who is staying in on Halloween and is not going out half dressed. Men that care a lot, as someone, again, I have a degree in psychology, okay? So when I'm saying this, there's like studies backing the men who are more controlling or are more particular about what their woman is wearing have a tendency to be more physically abusive, or have tendencies of someone who is physically abusive. That right there goes to show what the dangers are and what the true underbelly of purity culture is. I don't think I can find that orange blush that y'all love so much, but I am going to use something very similar. So let's do this. I still haven't finished my coffee from earlier, y'all. Let me... Y'all, this corset is tight, y'all, but I don't care, sister. It could be tighter. Those type of stats when it comes to men who care about what their women are wearing are very concerning. And I would actually argue, and I've seen a lot of posts like this from men, a lot of the most green flag men are the men who not only support their baddie girlfriend being a baddie, but also go out with their baddie girlfriend. Like, what? That's the point. Life is too short to be judging other people and to like be miserable, be a miserable Nancy. Like, just, you know, ball out a little bit. That's all right. And that's not for everyone, of course. That's not for everyone. Even for me, I'm like a little balance of the two. I'll definitely have my points where I'm like, I'm gonna stay myself at home. It's like, it's not an introvert, but it's not an extrovert. It's like those people that love having like one-on-one time with their friends, can occasionally go out here and there, but also enjoy alone time and like to have their like person. That's me, 100%. So I do like to go out and have fun sometimes and like, you know, party or go to clubs or go to concerts too. I've been loving concerts lately, but I also do enjoy my alone time. But if I was a homebody or if I was an introvert, I would stay my ass at home. But the problem is I wouldn't be trying to police other people or make other people feel bad for doing what they do, because that's their life, first of all. Second of all, I'm not worried about other people. Just naturally, I don't really think that much about other people unless they're in my lives. But also, I wouldn't use that as a means to feel superior to other people. A lot of the comments were on this girl's ass, and they were funny as hell. So I'll read some comments while I do my lip liner. I'm gonna pop the same color that I use for my blush in the middle of my lips. Also, I was sent these a really long time ago and I was fixated on them for a really long time, and I really do love them. I love the way that they kind of color match to your skin tone, if that makes sense. Like they sit and settle into your skin so it matches your skin type, or your skin tone rather. Okay, is it giving Catherine Pierce? All right, let me do my eyeliner real quick. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of a wing as well, just because I feel like it's very fitting. Okay, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of gloss too, but I'm gonna do that a little bit later. But I do have some fake blood. I'm gonna like strategically drip it in the corner of my mouth. There we go. Another one. And then I'm gonna do like a drip down. Like that, period. Yes, girl. I feel so messy. Like I hate fake blood because I feel like I have to like, because I'm very like, I like to keep myself together. So whenever I feel like I have something dripping, I instantly want to rub it. But I'm gonna leave her because I'm a vampire and I ate all your blood. Oh. Of course, as always, let me know what you guys thought about this topic. I know you guys are gonna have some great points to make about purity culture and this whole uptick we've been seeing lately in the culture. Alrighty, you guys, so let me show you guys my fit real quick. So this is the fit. I'm gonna tie this. This is the cute little corset. I got these cute little vampire-esque boots, right? You see the vision? And then I have this cute little bag. And that's the look. I really wish I had the fangs, you guys. That is so sad. They look so good. I would have just like, I was really about to risk it all and just use nail glue, but I'm like, I'm not that irresponsible now. I'm not gonna do that for one little concert, okay? You guys, as always, have a fun ass Halloween, but stay safe. I have a feeling the air for this Halloween is giving very like, it's that Halloween, you know? It is that Halloween. Anyways, it has been your girl Tima, and I'll see you on another video soon. Bye, girl. I figured it out. I can't talk, can I?